Hi everyone, welcome back to Social Studies one-on-one tutorial, and we are still on School-Based Assessment SBA. As I said before, welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thanks to all my subscribers. We are at 185 subscribers and I am feeling elated. Thank you guys for your continued support and congratulations, we are in this together. All right, so we are almost through with our school-based assessment. I've been getting positive feedbacks and I want to thank you guys for your comments, for your commendations. I want to thank you guys for your commendations and your if you are new to the channel, you need to watch parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so we are at statement of findings, and we are also going to do recommendation and implementation today. I'm happy to have you remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment below. I am your tutor for today and welcome to one-on-one tutorial. Alright, so now that you have done your analysis and interpretation of data, which should have taken you some time, we are now at statement of findings. As the title suggests, you are going to write 3 statements about what you found out after conducting such research. Now, the statement of findings is a total of 3 marks. Now, it is quite easier than most tasks that you would have done before. In this section of your school-based assessment, you will write 3 statements based on what you found out after conducting your research. Now, these statements must be based on your variables or your problem of statement. So, whatever variable you selected when you wrote your problem of statement, you are going to be writing what you found out based after you have conducted that research. So, after you have gathered your data from your questionnaire, after you have done your presentation of data, after you have analyzed that data, what did you find out? So simply put, you're just going to give us 3 statements based on what you found out, and these statements must be guided by your variables or your problem of statement. All right, so remember you wrote your problem of statement at the beginning of this SBA, and I did tell you that this problem of statement, which is a question or which is stated in a question form, would have guided you throughout this process. Now that we are here, we are going to now tell the reader what is it we found out after conducting this research. So if I were an investigator and I was looking at the causes of domestic violence in a particular community, one of my statement of findings would be one major cause of domestic violence is lack of trust in relationship, which have been proven by 80% of participants. All right, so another thing that you need to remember is that when you write your statement of problem, you must include evidence of research or evidence of information, evidence of data which you found out by conducting the research. So you must include percentage within this statement of finding. What percentage of your participants agreed on this? So some persons might say majority of participants said, or majority of participants agreed that so and so and so, and then you state what percentage is that. Most persons take their statements of findings from the presentation of data. So they will choose what they found out while presenting the data and they will put it there. So it is 3 statements based on what you found out while conducting the research, and those 3 statements must be guided by your problem of statement that you would have written first. So if you did causes, you need to tell us what was the major cause of the social problem that you studied. You can also tell me what percentage of citizens of that community were affected by this major situation or social issue. You can also tell me what percentage of the population witness or observe this happening within the community. It disposes, it will give the reader evidence as to what you found out, and it will give credibility to your research. And it is 3 marks because it is 3 simple statements that will clearly state what you found out after conducting your research. All right, so that is it for statement of findings. I hope you are clear on that your statement of findings are 3 statements that clearly outline what you found out while you were conducting this investigation. All right, so moving on next, because we want to complete this, as I said, I'm going to be adding 2 parts to this one video. Time is against us. Online school have started and we are busy, so we have to work smart and not hard. All right. Recommendation and implementation. Now, recommendation and implementation is a fairly easy task because this is based on your own opinion. Your recommendation is basically 2 strategies that you are suggesting to the reader that would remedy or solve or help to reduce the problem that you have studied. So you're going to make 2 recommendations that will help to solve, remedy, or decrease the problem that you just studied. So the 2 recommendations that you are going to make are supposed to be plausible. They're supposed to be workable, meaning that if I read your SBA and I'm having the same problem in my community, I must be able to use your... So one recommendation, or a very good recommendation, will always be to educate the person on the effects, the causes and the effects of the social issue that is being studied. We cannot assume that the population already know what are the causes and the effects. So one good recommendation always surrounds educating the residents of that community. Whether you're going to do an educational fair, whether you're going to do a notice board with flyers and posters to educate them, whether you are going to have a community meeting and get resource personnel to come and speak on that issue, whether you are going to think about informing them via social media. That is another platform that can be used. Another way that you could help those individuals is also to find out what is the root cause, and that's also educating yourself about it and know that we know what is the root cause. Then we can sit together to decide on how we can resolve this issue. So your recommendations must be clear. Your recommendations must be plausible or workable within any community, especially the community of study. And after you have made those 2 recommendations, so remember now we're making 2 recommendations, 2 different recommendations. After you have made those recommendations, then you are going to choose any one of those 2 recommendations that you had written or suggested. So you have written or suggested 2 recommendations. You're going to choose one, and I suggest you choose the best one, and you're going to tell us how you are going to implement that suggestion. So you are going to give us a walkthrough of how you would implement or you would carry out this particular recommendation. All right, so basically you're going to outline how you would implement your idea. So you are going to suggest the idea, and then you're going to outline how you would implement it by briefly giving justification how it's going to work. So you're going to just briefly justify how it's going to work. Now your implementation is 1 mark, and your recommendation, the recommendations that you made would have been 2 mark. Now at the end of this lesson or these tutorials, at the end of these tutorials, I would like to walk you through the mark scheme or the grading sheet for the Social Studies SBA, or I would like to walk you through the rubric that is used to grade the Social Studies SBA, and that will give you a clearer understanding of what your teacher is looking for. Now, as I said before, I'm here to assist anyone who is in need of help, but you have to schedule a time. Please contact me at kimmytutorial@yahoo.com. That's KIMMYTUTORIAL@yahoo.com. That's the only means of communicating with me at this time. So, all the best, guys. Remember, for your statement of findings, you are supposed to write 3 statements based on your variables, 3 statements that you found out based on your variable. You must also make 2 recommendations or 2 suggestions basically, and choose one of those suggestions and implement them. It is as easy as that. All right. Now, we are still in a pandemic, and I'm hoping that you are safe. I hope that your family is safe, and we must try to help each other as best as we can. You help me by wearing your mask, using your hand sanitizer, and staying home. Do not go on the road if you don't have to, and do not go out and party if you don't have to. All right, keep your distance 6 feet apart. Until next time, I am Miss Small with one-on-one tutorial. This was a part 2. This was 2 parts of a 10-part series. Until next time, remember, subscribe, like, share, and comment down below. Bye. Thank you for tuning in.